Bitcoin rally imminent. So I said a couple of days ago, I said if Trump actually plays ball here, the local bottom might be in, and I do believe that is what we're going to see. I posted in the community yesterday that I might be irresponsible, but I am heavy long here. That is followed by the post that I actually made about the sell-off that I think should happen without taking liquidity. If you look at the chart, that is exactly what happened. This liquidity up here that I've been waiting to get taken after a dump is not only didn't get taken yet, but also got extended. This is a prime setup. You have a higher high, you have a little bit of a slow sell-off, elevator up, stairs down. This is where you want to take long positions. In this show, I'm not only going to show you the charts, but also tell you exactly what trades I'm taking. If you don't know who I am, my name is 𝗏𝗏, and I bring you these daily updates, 5 to 10 minutes every single day. It is worth your time. We called the market perfectly, the dump, the pump. I have a private community as well. It's completely free to join. There's a link in the description. The two combined is happening, and the reason why we're called the 100x Club, because I'm 100xing my wealth in the next 10 years, making only 4% profit a month. You can ChatGPT that, the power of compounding. If that sounds good, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications on, join in the community, and like. Let's get going. So, very important. There are a bunch of reasons why also from the macro perspective believe that there is going to be a massive pump in the coming days, right? So, one, Trump pulls back on the proposed 10% tariffs. We talked about this. US equities that added about 700 billion. Gold and silver has a little bit of an unwind, a little bit of a pullback that favors risk assets. Bitcoin reclaims 90,000. So there's a bunch of cool reasons to believe that there is going to be a pump. But not only that, the chart always tells you the story before. This is what I drafted, and it actually came back almost to the center of the level that I said, 0.21% difference. But I drafted here and I said, I need to see a push up here. And the reason why I drafted that is super simple. You do have, actually, if you have watched the show yesterday, you know this. If you haven't, guys, literally 5 to 10 minutes every day. 5 to 10 minutes. Come back, join in the community. It is worth your time, okay? So I said yesterday that there's a market structure break here, which is basically a lower low, especially after taking all this liquidity. And then immediately there is a close above. Now, this was Trump's Davos speech, right? So you might be thinking, okay, but it was Davos speech or whatever. Yes, but this V-shaped recovery is no joke. And I'm telling you that this can mark the bottom. So after you have a recovery like this, you want to look for is a 50% retrace. The 50% retrace happened here. So from there, you're looking for at least a 15-minute market structure shift that would be up here. So there was a retrace here. What I believe happens on the shorter time frame, meaning possibly today, tomorrow, or like throughout the weekend, definitely, in my opinion, is a little bit of a sell-off here, maybe even liquidate these, and then a market structure shift, and then a push without closing below the 2.92 trillion. If we close below the 2.92 trillion, I'm going to be very, very sad. I do think that is going to be a problem. I'm going to get stopped. I would not be happy about it. But I do think that, I always say that you are waiting for the perfect setups. This is textbook setup. Textbook, okay? So you got to squeeze the opportunities. This is why I have gotten in on long positions. Now, I shared with you all the long positions that I have taken. Nothing really changed. So I do have this ETH long. I do have this Bitcoin long, I do have this Solana long, I do have this Tron long, and I of course still have the power long open. I've taken most of them on Bitfunded here. Tron is very much up, Bitcoin and ETH and Sol is a little bit lagging, but ultimately it is going to be, in my opinion, is going to be fantastic. Power is also recovering almost completely, so now I'm only down like 50%, which sounds like a lot, but if you know where we come from with this thing, it's actually a relief. So ultimately, this is what I would expect. On a longer time frame, meaning this is on a shorter time frame, on a longer time frame, as I tweeted here, unfortunately, I still expect Bitcoin to go sub 80,000. So we have to see how that will go. But for now, I do believe that we can have a decent relief rally. Here's how I'm playing it. One, I'm ordering these long positions. I will add to these long positions if I see a 15-minute market structure shift. So I'm already heavy long, which I don't really like on Bitfunded. I don't want to lose the account for the daily drawdown. So I'm in profit on Bitfunded, by the way. Let me show you this. So I am in massive profit on Bitfunded, about $3,000 something. $2,800. This is my live account already. If you don't know what Bitfunded is, it's a live prop firm account, meaning they give me a $150,000 account. If I can pass it, then I get this money to trade with. I can actually withdraw this $2,800 anytime now, but I want to make it into $20,000 and get a watch with it. So I'm documenting this whole thing. If you get yourself a prop firm account, we're running Zooms every second week, every third week. So we're not going to release the Zoom footage because it just doesn't make any sense. We decided to actually do one more in a different time zone in the coming weeks. So if you sign up and buy buy a challenge using our link, you're gonna get an email, and in the community we will update you as well. So you can just see that down here. But I am actually taking these trades on Bitfunded, and I do believe that this leg could potentially yield me the Rolex that I want. So I'm excited about that. Ultimately, what I'm looking for is a 15-minute market structure shift. If that happens, I'm gonna take a low risk here with Bitfunded again. I don't wanna get liquidated on the daily drawdown. So I am going to take this if I see the 15-minute market structure shift. Whether it comes down here, whether it comes down here, I don't know what that is. I'm going to take it here, stop loss here, and then I'm going to ride it. Now on the 4 hour, it does look like it wanna come back to the 3.09 trillion. This is what I would be looking at. We'll see how the market structure plays out. It can be a little bit lower, it can be a little bit higher, but the 50% on this leg is around that region. So that means if I just pull the 50% here, I'll just show you. If I pull the 50% here from this leg, yeah, I think it's not gonna last longer. 3.06, 3.09, 3.1, something like that. That's the region that I would be looking at. I'd be very disappointed if this didn't bounce, I'll be honest with you, because this is a prime setup. This is what we live for. But of course, anything can happen in the markets. This is basically the idea. Guys, there's a bunch of reasons why I believe Friday could be as good as well. And a 1 month average Friday has been always bullish, and that could be decent for the market. The altcoins are not really waking up. Some of them, like Tron and whatever, is pulling, but I do believe that these tokens can pull a 10-15% rally. Now, guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, very important. I drop these updates every single day. I don't want to waste your time. I'm straight to the point, being honest, transparent with my trades, everything that I do. So again, subscribe to the channel, turn my notifications on, and just come into the community and come back every single day. I'm gonna drop a 2020. I'm going to try to record it today and drop a 2026 projections video tomorrow. So it's also worth checking out on the weekend. And yeah, that said, much love. Appreciate you. I'll see you next one. Take care.